This was the scary voice. It's not that scary. Yes. Well, welcome. Thank you for all of us for being here. I know it's the afternoon sessions after the lunch. It's always less crowded, and we have the lunch deep a bit. We are sleepy, but I hope that you will at least like my topic and my presentation, and we can have the chance to discuss it. It's always related to education. I myself, let me present myself. My name is Nikolaos Misirlis. I'm a lecturer and a researcher at Han University of Applied Science in the Netherlands. I mostly teach behavioral analytics, and my field of study is on data analysis and behavioral analysis. So regarding the education, I have to say that I teach in an international school of business. So we have 60 plus different nationalities among our students. It's very, very international. And what we try to build is actually a global citizen. After those 4 years of the first bachelor, they need to have the competence and the knowledge to be able to stand wherever in this planet. And there is a lot of research regarding this topic. So I tried to gather the last decade literature, just trying to create a model that incorporates all this knowledge from the last decade. So in case we want to apply it to our curricula and change our modules and change the way we teach, at least we have started to start some solid model. And yesterday, talking to my collaborator who is here as well from the same university, actually the idea maybe came from my personal experience because I'm Greek. I studied and lived in Italy and worked in Italy. And then I studied and worked in Lisbon, then Serbia, then ended up in the Netherlands. So apparently I learned during those years from when I was 18 till today that I'm 43, I learned how to be a global citizen, but no one ever taught me while I was studying back in 2000 in Italy how to become a global citizen or what the university should do to prepare me to become a global citizen. And that is why that was the idea behind this first search. Some information about the identity of the study, of course, it's related to global citizenship. I focused on articles on my literature review and my Boolean research on articles related to international international business students. Of course, this model that we will see in a bit, and I hope that we can discuss it, can be adapted, changed a bit, and applied in different schools or different fields of science. It regards only the last decade, just to be up to date. And the result of it is a unified framework, this model that I will show you in a bit. I only include 13 articles out of all those articles I've read and studied, you will see a bit, because I only focused on really those articles from scientific journals that are related to global citizenship and international business students in university. That is why I narrowed down only to 13 articles. This is the process. I started with the first Boolean research, gave me 216 articles, mostly from Scopus and Elsevier and Science Direct. After some applications and everything, I ended up with recording only 40 of them. 27 were excluded because of several reasons, mostly because they weren't 100% focused on global citizenship and international business students. And I ended up with those 13 that you can find in the article. I didn't include in the presentation the top, the table with citations and the main findings, because it's boring. It's on the this is where I want to end up, and this is what I want to discuss with you. That's why my presentation will not take 20 minutes, of course. Thankfully, because we just had our lunch. And this is the model that was actually, I didn't create the model. This model came out of those 13 articles. After studying, screening, this is a scoping literature review, not systematic, no, nothing too much in depth. I conducted a small lexicon analysis on the terms and the keywords and the main topics used in those 13 articles. And I managed to create three categories axis, let's say three categories scheme for those keywords. From step 1 to step 5 is related to universities. So what the universities should do in order to prepare our staff and the faculty members and then the students. The steps 6 and 7 are for the policymakers, what the managers and the policymakers should change. Of course, those are not easy terms to be accepted in big journals. I'm telling you big one. And from 8 to 12 is what we should change in our curricula and our modules to educate better our students. I will read them a bit and then explain. And this is actually the model that came out of those articles. Of course, as universities, we need to have more virtual communication, not only physical classes. This step was actually facilitated by COVID. 2 years ago, we weren't ready to have this great change, but immediately it was Thursday when they told us Monday you start doing it online. No? And now we have to include more virtual communication. Of course, future global citizens should be sustainable, should know about sustainability. That is why our courses should be sustainable designed. We cannot talk about sustainability to our global citizens, future global citizens, and print a survey to fill in that they after the course they will just throw it. We need to be more sustainable. The staff needs to be trained. Not every field, every person, every scientist know about what is happening regarding global citizenship or sustainability or this transition to sustainability. The one other insight that came out from the articles is the interdisciplinary approach. So more open to different fields to be incorporated in one module and interconnectors between faculty members and students. And those 5 steps are the outcome of those articles from my lead review regarding what the school needs to do. On the other side, we have the managers, and the policymakers. And the outcome of those articles is that the global citizen of the future needs to know more about the anti-liberal and anti-neoliberal values. I'm not a politician, and I'm not even my field of study is not in politics. So I have an idea of what the anti-neoliberal or anti-cosmopolitan value might be. But this is not a political statement. It means that the policymakers should create different kind of global students and global citizens. And from step 8 to step 12 is what the student actually should be. Tech savvy, be aware more about the cultural differences among different cultures. In my school, this is quite easy because we have 60 plus nationalities to have classes together. It's an English, even if we are in the Netherlands, it's an English-speaking faculty. So it's quite easy to have all those this cultural mosaic of different nationalities, different ideas together in one classroom. Of course, tech savviness, because if you want to use more virtual collaboration, virtual tools, if you want to incorporate metaverse technologies, if you want to incorporate new technologies on your daily education, both, of course, students and personnel should be tech savvy. More collaborations, there is some, this goes together with the short term of study abroad. There is some research, some parts of those 13 articles that indicate that due to sustainability, we need to lower down the time that our students go abroad and visit different universities. Either it is for an Erasmus program or just an exchange or anything else. There is even research going on about analyzing how to study abroad without going abroad, of course in a virtual environment. But those articles indicate that even for short terms, our students, in order to achieve this global citizenship knowledge, they need to go abroad, to have some collaborations and visit different countries. I'm a social scientist, but I'm not focusing too much on sustainability. I know that this has to do, of course, some disadvantage related to traveling, pollution, airplanes, and all the things we say. But on the other side, what I see from my experience, and with this I will finish, is that I can teach my students all those different 6 nationalities that they can collaborate easily, the Dutch people with the Vietnamese, that we have a lot of Vietnamese in my university, and Americans and French people. But the time they will get the airplane and go to live to London, even for 3 weeks, and miss the train, and then that moment they will need to find a way to take the next train or take the bus instead of doing something. This is my personal experience lately. I've been to London, and there was this big strike with a train from Staten Airport to the city center. So I managed, of course, I was 42, I was grown up. I managed to find the bus and then go to a specific place, and then from that place take another bus and then another bus. But this cannot be taught in a virtual classroom. Students should go to London, lose the flight, lose the airplane, and manage to become global citizens. This is how, at least this is my personal experience. So, boring literature review. If you want to read all those articles, you can find them in my paper. This is the outcome of the lexicon analysis from those 13 articles. I tried to split them in 3 categories: education from 1 to 5, 6 and 7 policies, 8 to 12 from the student's perspective. And actually, this is what I still read about this topic. I want to extend this this model. I want people to use this model and try to incorporate it in our modules to see what will happen. Together with that, we work in predictive models on sustainable behavior among students. So if you want to collaborate, have an idea, discuss about this model, even if criticize it, and if you don't like it, and throw it away, that's also fine. I'm open to criticism. This is my email. I will be glad to discuss it. Thank you for your attention.